Now, these are some of the guys. Remember, success leaves clues. Mr. Carnegie was a hard bastard. Vanderbilt was a hard bastard. Henry Ford I was a hard bastard. Rockefeller was a hard bastard. Steve Jobs was a ruthless hard bastard. As Apple, this young kid that came to me a year and a half ago, his goal, his dream in his life was to finish #1 university champion archer in Britain. They were done. What are you going to tell your children?
20th.
What are you going to tell
In
your
a regional
grandchildren?
meet, he said to me.
20 years
We
from
set
now,
up a program and I beat
Daddy,
him like a
Grandpa,
fucking rented
what were
mule.
you doing during the greatest
That's him
transformation in the world
receiving
in the
first
history
place
of the fucking planet?
No.
What are you going to
Doesn't
tell
look like your
them?
group. I mean,
I
in no
was
way,
thinking
shape,
about
manner,
it.
or form.
I was
You know, maybe if we had a
spreadsheeting.
bunch of bunny rabbits running
I'm
there.
proud to say I
It's unbelievable. But again, you are who you hang around with. You know.
Don't be afraid. Don't be scared to use my stuff on your podcast. It's all fucking free. You ask me, why do you give it away free, Dan? I give it away free to take the last fucking excuse away from the sorry cunts why they can't fulfill their dreams. I'm calling you out, Joe. You think you're a tough guy. You haven't met me. I'm the $50 billion man, and this is my lair. Now, these are some of the guys. Remember, success leaves clues. Mr. Carnegie was a hard bastard. Vanderbilt was a hard bastard. Henry Ford I was a hard bastard. Rockefeller was a hard bastard. Steve Jobs was a ruthless hard bastard. As Apple CEO Cook regularly begins sending emails at 4:30 in the morning on Sunday, he's a hard bastard. Why are all these guys that changed the world got one thing in common? They're fucking tough as nails. Ruthless. Take no prisoners. And then we got you. A stiff drink and a good fuck could kill most people in this room. I'm ashamed to say. In fact, forget the stiff drink, just a good fuck. And now, the flavor of the day is Mr. Musk. I spent a little more time on him because he's smoking joints on Joe Rogan. And Joe Rogan, I was on his show. Thank you, Joe, for the opportunity. On April Fool's, he comes out with a tweet. Tesla's going bankrupt, for those of you that remember. It's called self-sabotaging activities. If you think Tesla doesn't need more capital, equity, give me whatever you're smoking. If it's not addicted, give me some of that shit. Are you that fucking stupid? The company is conducting an experiment in how far it can push. Oh, excuse me, not Tesla. I got ahead of myself. This is Amazon, Bezos, who's also a ruthless bastard. White-collar workers to get them to achieve ever-expanding ambitions. It is the most successful vis-a-vis market capitalization company in the world, Amazon. He's ruthless. Success leaves clues. What do I have to fucking tell you? He's not a weenie like you. Now we're on Elon Musk. Got ahead of myself. Okay. Elon. We've gone fucking soft, Elon Musk, after Vance noted that only hundreds of people were working at Tesla's headquarters on a Saturday. My proceeds from PayPal acquisition were 180 million, blah, 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 blah. Then I had to borrow money for rent. These guys, myself included, are all in. If they believe in what they're doing, they put all their money at risk, which I have several times, not in recent years. SpaceX worker reveals a brutal company motto helped him survive all-nighters working for Elon Musk. Notorious workaholic Elon Musk is so tied to his office that he's been known to sleep on the floor. I slept on the floor. Ford slept on the floor. Jobs slept on the floor. Gates slept on the floor. Success leaves clues, you fucking weenies. I still work 50, 60 hours a week. And I haven't had to work in 35 fucking years. What are you going to tell your children? What are you going to tell your grandchildren 20 years from now? Daddy, Grandpa, what were you doing during the greatest transformation of wealth in the history of the fucking planet? Other than having your thumb up your fucking ass. What are you gonna tell them? Oh, I was thinking about it. I was spreadsheeting it. I'm proud to say I haven't done a spreadsheet in 10, 15 years. Go read another book. Go listen to another, read a blog, listen to a podcast.
No, it doesn't look like your group. I mean, in no way, shape, manner, or form. You know, maybe if we had a bunch of bunny rabbits running there, it's unbelievable. But again, you are who you hang around with, you know. And as Oprah Winfrey says, and which I talk about a lot, is that you want people with a like mind and that are better than you, smarter than you, more intelligent than you to get on your bus. And don't be so concerned about what you're going to do with those people, but you want to, you know, the joint brain is, you know, there's nothing the joint brain, collective brain, or brains can't overcome. And I give the example of the atomic bomb, the Manhattan Project, and they were put together and they were told, we need to develop a weapon of mass destruction, which they didn't call it that back in those days, in the middle 40s, to end the war in the Pacific. And they did. They didn't know if it was implode or explode, but they did. But if your team doesn't look like that, then you should, I won't say you should give serious thought, you should just fucking change.
When Josh was, he had a 60-hour-a-week job, and he was doing QLA 70 hours a week. That doesn't give him much room for sleep, does it? But you'll say, well, fuck, he was 17, 18. You don't need sleep when you're 17, 18. You already got a reason why you can't work 130, 40 hours a week. But you need sleep. He cut back to 3 hours a night sleep, the guy you just listened to, and then he couldn't take it. He only lasted a few weeks at 3 hours a night sleep, and so he had to go back to 4 hours. When you know, it's like when you were in lust with that person, you know, you wanted to fuck all night, fuck in the toilet, in the car, in the closet. When you figure out that every hour you sleep you're not making money, you'll never sleep again. This is what I'm training you to be like. The 4 horsemen of the motherfucking apocalypse. Fucking warriors, not whiners, not warriors. You think Donald Trump's a whiner? You think he worries and gives a fuck what you think of him? You think Elon Musk gives a fuck what you think of him? You think the late Steve Jobs gave a fuck what you thought of him? You think Bill Gates gives a fuck? And I can go on and on and on. The only one that gives a fuck is you. And you. And you and the fucking morons on YouTube. This young kid that came to me a year and a half ago, his goal, his dream in his life was to finish #1 university champion archer in Britain. What's the best you've ever done? 20th in a regional meet, he says to me. So we set up a program and I beat him like a fucking rented mule. That's him receiving the first place a couple months ago in Britain. The little skinny shit. He looks like a little Nimrod snowflake, because he is. But he was firing 600, 700 arrows a day. Most of you couldn't fire 50. So it's not just that. The girls tell me I'm better at knocking off weight off your big fat asses than I'm making money. I take like a chainsaw. You know, when a woman is walking away from you and it looks like 2 pigs in a gunny sack, you know what I'm talking about? I just take a fucking chainsaw and chop their cheeks off. That's one of my examples. Just one. They lose 100 pounds, 150 pounds, 75 kilos. Because I don't allow them to not be accountable. As soon as we got tougher, as soon as we got less PC, as soon as we got that we didn't care what they said or thought about us, we got more successful. And we started doing deals. we started doing deals. You cannot do, a lot of transactions without hurting feelings. The old saying about to make an omelet, you got to break eggs. And everybody that's ever had an omelet, there's normally some kind of eggshell in it because they can't get all the eggshell out. Collateral damage. Fred Smith, the founder of Federal Express, said, and he's similar background, similar age. He was a young Marine officer. I was a young Army officer. He said when he came back from Vietnam, as soon as he realized his mistakes, the collateral damage of his mistakes did not end up with body bags, meaning dead people, he says the rest was easy. So the worst I was ever going to do is hurt somebody's feelings, make him cry. And he built Federal Express, and he's one of the icons of business who's still running the business. The thing that always amuses me is that the current day movies and stuff, at the end of the movie, normally the people reconcile. That's not my experience. The higher the performance person, the less probability that they're going to reconcile with anybody. Why? Because they don't need anybody. And almost all the big hitters I know, and President Trump is a primary example of this, a preeminent example. Saying sorry is a weakness. Apologizing is a weakness. Saying you were wrong was a weakness. What do I say? I may be wrong, but I'm never in motherfucking doubt. Every cocksucker I know. Which flies in the face of all the bullshit now. President Trump doubles down, triples down. I don't know if you can quadruple down, but, and that's my experience with those guys and the few really high-powered women that I've known. So again, it flies in the face of virtually everything you've been taught.
The $50 billion man.
That guy?
Yes.
He doesn't give a shit, though.
Yeah.
That's what
He's almost dead. I don't think we could play his stuff without getting sued, Jamie.
Hello, Joe. My name's Dan Pena. I'm still a formidable force at 6'1", 225. And if you think that I'm almost dead and I'm not going to be alive anymore, ask this bear that I killed with a fucking knife not too long ago. I'm still a very tough fucking guy. At 71, I take no bullshit in person or on the fucking YouTube. I'm not dead and I'm plenty alive and I don't give a fuck what anybody says about me. I rip people's head off and shit down their neck. And from one tough guy to another tough guy. Don't be afraid, don't be scared to use my stuff on your podcast. It's all fucking free. You ask me, why do you give it away free, Dan? I give it away free to take the last fucking excuse away from the sorry cunts why they can't fulfill their dreams. I'm calling you out, Joe. You think you're a tough guy. You haven't met me. I'm the $50 billion man and this is my lair.